Whipping all this dope up in the trap house. We fuck all you bitches at the trap house. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. Ain't no me that be like Jerry Stacker. I might fall in love with my trap house.
Alright, so the real question for me right now is, are we gonna see Mitsuki use his Sage Mode in this Mitsuki Retrieval arc? Now, I know a lot of people have been waiting to see Mitsuki actually use it outside of like the Orochimaru and Log episode that we got, which wasn't really too much of anything regarding his Sage Mode, but more so like a preview of it. It was kind of like we got a glimpse of it. It was like the scratch of ice, but you didn't really get a full like ice shaped cone or some shit like that, you know? It was one of those like small things. It was like a tidbit. They kind of teased it. Then they brought it back during the Utsutsuki invasion and they teased us again. It was one of those things where it's just like, yo, are we gonna get to see this? Because you know there was a consequence for Mitsuki if he used his Sage Mode within the Hidden Leaf Village. The consequence was that he would not be able to be with Boruto. A lot of people would outcast him because they did not understand his power, and they would basically exile him and treat him differently because they would find out that he's somehow connected to Orochimaru, or they would just be like shook at the fact that this little ass kid has a Sage Mode this powerful early on. So basically Mitsuki has been already put in this situation where he almost used it but he didn't. And it was more so to Yurdashiki stopping him. And I think that's what Kishimoto and a lot of the other writers wanted to do. I think they just wanted to go in and just stop him from using it. That way they could save it for the build up and then contribute with it later on in its Mitsuki Retrieval arc, which we have now. So what we got going on, right, guys? We got Lord Ku, aka the leader of the fucking bootleg Sound Ninja 4 of the Stone. You know, obviously they're forced experiments. You know, we have Seikei, Koyoku, if I'm not mistaken, and then like two other characters who aren't really that memorable to me. I'm just keep it honest. Like, I love Naruto, and I can honestly say when I first saw the Sound Ninja 4, they impacted me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know the Sound Ninja 4. Like, when we see them, we can identify them. We know their names. We know the type of jutsus they use and shit like that. But obviously this group hasn't really done anything that was too like off the wall and that had me shook enough to want to remember them. The only one that I kind of care about so far is Seikei, because he has this like weird ass personality as if he's a kid, but he's like older, and not to mention he's trying to be like real friends with Mitsuki, and he's more so worried about him like disappearing. I don't think it's more so like that he's actually a bad person or he's a bad experiment, but more so the fact that he can be able to stay around, because like he said, you know, without Mitsuki being the key to Lord Ku's experiment, they can't last and live as long as humans do, so they won't be around for that long. So they'll be like the Akuta, you know, they kind of like fade out, or like after a while they start to deteriorate and get weak. So like that's one thing that made me interested with him. So clearly we have 4 new enemies for Boruto. We have Lord Ku himself. You know, we got Boruto going up in there with Shikadai. We got him going in there with Sarda, and a new summoning, aka Garaga. So it's like, what the fuck are we gonna see from Mitsuki? Because if Naruto or like the other Leaf Enforcements don't pull up in time, you know, there's gonna be a moment where Lord Ku is probably gonna step in and he's probably gonna run the fade with Boruto or something like that. So like my speculation, this is a theory for me, I believe that Mitsuki's gonna step in, and then Mitsuki is probably gonna get to that point where he can't do it with his normal powers, you know what I'm saying, with his base form, so he's gonna whip out the Sage Mode. Now clearly we haven't seen him do anything outside of break a barrier with the Sage Mode, which I said early on in this video, and I really want to see Mitsuki use that Sage Mode in a different lighting. Now if you guys remember in the opening when he's fighting this, when Boruto and them are fighting this weird ass beast, you know what I'm saying, there obviously is Mitsuki there. You know, Mitsuki is on this summoning snake, and I thought it would possibly be Garaga, but it's not Garaga. It was a white snake with like the yellow glowing eyes like Mitsuki have at nighttime. So maybe there's something going on with Mitsuki summoning. And then you guys know I made the legendary 3 snake signing, which would be Boruto, Sarada, as well as Mitsuki, you know, all of them getting a snake summoning. And it would kind of make sense saying is Mitsuki already used snakes. It wouldn't even be like a shocker, you know what I'm saying? It would be something that was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It was kind of a shocker for Boruto because we wasn't sure what direction Boruto was going on, because obviously we saw the new way and shit like that. But as a whole, you know, when we see Mitsuki go up into this battle, you know, or is he going to get overpowered to the point where he has to use it? And not to mention, he doesn't have the boundaries that he had on himself when he was inside of the Leaf Village. And what I mean by that is, like I said earlier, you know, he didn't have to worry about using his Sage Mode and then have to worry about the people being shocked about it, you know, questioning what the hell is going on, who is this kid, why he has this power, and you know, them being afraid of him and exiling him from the village and shit like that, you know, because now he's in some free territory. He can kind of do as he pleases with it. You know, if Naruto and them kind of see it, they gonna keep it under wraps, because if you think about it now, why wouldn't Naruto keep it under the wraps at this point? Because you gotta think about how far Naruto has kept this a secret that Orochimaru is this man's father or his man's mother, because Orochimaru said, I can be whatever you want me to be, so I'm not gonna specify the gender, but he's Orochimaru's son, you know what I'm saying? So Naruto kept that under the secret. So obviously if Konohamaru or somebody was to see that, they'll probably keep that in the back pocket as like a secret weapon and shit like that. Not to mention if they do like find out that Mitsuki's innocent, which we obviously know Boruto keeps saying it over and over. If you guys watched the last episode, all Boruto said was Mitsuki's innocent, Mitsuki's innocent, and I'm just looking like, yo, what the fuck, bro? We get it, like you keep saying the same shit. That was mad annoying, but I get it. Boruto is more so worried for his friend, but it kind of got annoying, you know what I'm saying? So now Naruto and them are probably gonna see what's going on with Mitsuki. Obviously after they send reinforcements, or obviously after Tsuchikage gets involved, she's probably gonna tell Boruto's father some shit like that, you know, basically like, hey, pull up, you know, there's something going on, you know, I think you need to see this. And then Naruto might pull up, or maybe like Konohamaru Sensei is gonna pull up and he's gonna see the Sage Mode. But I feel like in this arc, this will be the best time to expose Mitsuki's Sage Mode. This will be the best time to give us a glimpse of what it can actually do outside of breaking the barriers and showing us how fast it was. Because you gotta think about it, dog. This whole time we've been seeing this Sage Mode, everybody keeps talking about this Sage Mode as fans, as viewers, you know what I'm saying? You know, we seen it with Orochimaru, we seen it with Log, we seen him go into it semi when he was in the Otsutsuki invasion, but at the same time he didn't do shit, he didn't do nothing, you know. And I'm saying to myself like, yo, we need to see this. And like, you know, this is gonna be one of those things where it's like Mitsuki's secret versus Boruto's secret, which is the Jogan. Like the Jogan is Boruto's secret. Boruto tells everybody about his eye and tells everybody about the Jogan, but nobody has actually seen it. I think Shikadai might have seen it. Don't quote me on that, I might be wrong, but I do remember him telling Shikadai about it, you know what I'm saying? And he was trying to show his dad, which didn't get to see it. And then, you know, obviously this shit popped up when he was fighting against Momoshiki, but this was a secret that Boruto had. This was a secret power that Boruto had. So now that Mitsuki has that exact same shit, you know, and like nobody else knows about it but Mitsuki and Yurashiki, kind of, because Yurashiki was the one that expelled the chakra from his body, so he didn't use it, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's just like, can we see it now? Can we like get a glimpse of what the fuck it can actually do? You know, this man got ethereal snakes behind him made out of chakra just going around zipping. This man moved lightning speeds, dog. Like, can we see the potential of it? You got 4 enemies, you know what I'm saying? They all synthetic humans, experiments just like Mitsuki. Then we got this one weird ass doctor that's working with Lord Ku. Obviously he's a scientist, you know, he's helping him with the experiments. And then we have Lord Ku, not to mention this weird ass beast which has multiple tails or some shit like that, you know. It's like the bootleg tail beast, you know what I'm saying, out here going and doing shit, you know. So can we get a glimpse of this power? Can we finally get a teaser, bro? Just a sample. Like, bruh, you've been giving us like this like preview, you know what I'm saying? You showing us the skin, but we haven't been able to see what Mitsuki can actually do. We've seen in Naruto the Boruto Shinobi Strikers what he can kind of do with it, but that's not the same, dog. Playing the game and playing in the form versus actually seeing that shit animated, like, you know what I'm saying? That shit gonna be tight. The choreography is gonna be fire for that shit, because you gotta think about it. This is a lightning fast form that he has. This man moves in like blink of an eye, you know. You can't keep up with him, so he's gonna be out there like putting in massive amounts of work. So when we do finally get to see it, it's gonna be something that's gonna be really nice and aesthetically pleasing in terms of animation, and we're gonna really enjoy it. So I do feel like Boruto and them gonna be completely shook. Boruto's gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna treat you any differently, you know. Shikadai's gonna be like, who knew Mitsuki had some power like that? And then Sarada's just gonna probably be baffled, and she's gonna be just shook, but at the same time she's probably gonna have the same reception that Boruto has, which is kind of how I feel about that as a whole. That's what I think is honestly gonna take place in terms of Mitsuki's form being exposed to the new generation. Now clearly if it's more of the adults, or like, you know, obviously the advisors who just found out that he's Orochimaru's son, they gonna flip shit. They not gonna fuck with it. They gonna be like, yo, this kid is that powerful? What the fuck did Orochimaru do to him? That lets us know that Orochimaru didn't have a kid at all. And you know, Tsunade should have questioned that off the rip, dog. She's like, yo, Orochimaru got a kid, so who's the mom? You know what I'm saying? Who's the parent? Who's the co-parent? Like, where did this kid come from? You know, so I don't know if they left out the details, but like Tsunade should have been like the first person questioning that shit, because she knows Orochimaru too well, and she know goddamn well that Orochimaru never really had a love interest, but more of a fetish for power. You know what I'm saying? This man was addicted to knowledge knowledge and power. So where did this kid come from? You know, and the advisors, they just as green as she is, and they didn't ask the same question. They just were more concerned that it's Orochimaru's son. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where if they see that power, they don't want him around, you know. But I feel like Naruto and them just gonna keep it a wrap, keep it a secret. Konohamaru is probably gonna be like, oh, that makes you a powerful SS to the team, the new Team 7, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So let me know your personal thoughts and personal opinions about Mitsuki's Sage Mode getting exposed to Boruto. How do you think they're gonna react to it? How do you think the new generation is gonna respond to Mitsuki, you know, being this powerful compared to how he was doing the tuning exams? Because you gotta think about it. When he fought against Shinki, he was kind of holding back, and Shinki knew it. Shinki was completely aware, so Shinki was trying to get him to expose like that power, you know what I'm saying? And he would not do it, so he just ultimately surrendered, even though he knew he could beat Shinki, you know. So it's one of those things where, like, if you could beat Shinki and you got this power and you know you could beat Shinki, it's like, what the fuck can this power truly do? Because that just goes to show how much in-depthness that this power was going to have, because fucking Shinki's already strong as shit, you know. Mitsuki was already tight as shit too, so just imagine having that type of speed, you know, that ability, and then on top of how Mitsuki already acts, you know, how he activates like different jutsus and shit. This man's gonna be doing a lot of work. So like I said, let me know your personal thoughts and personal opinions. And with that being said, my name is Shino Ben Trill. Stay true and stay real. And until next time, see you guys later. Bye.